Vasil Lomachenko, all right, looked pretty good in his fight against Rocky Martinez, man. All right, Rocky Martinez tried his best, solid fighter. I'm not gonna come out of here and say Rocky Martinez is some like fucking phenomenal fighter or anything like that, but pretty good. He's a good fighter for sure. And Vasil Lomachenko made easy work of the guy, okay? And Rocky Martinez is also a veteran already, man. He's been in the game for a while. His barn burner with Ricky Burns was it 2010? 2010, something like that. That's when his barn burner with Ricky Burns happened, and he did lose against Mikey Garcia, and he had some controversial decisions here and there, but nonetheless, this is a veteran of the boxing game, and Vasil Lomachenko beat him up and made short order of him. Okay, took him to the drive-thru in McDonald's. That's how short the fight was, practically. Right, so very simple to look at here. Okay, Lomachenko was just faster, right? Fundamentally better, and Rocky Martinez was constantly one step behind him every single time, right? So Vasil Lomachenko was able to anticipate the movements of Rocky Martinez, therefore knocking him out. Okay, so great performance. Okay, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know I'm pretty high on Vasil Lomachenko. I have been before he even turned pro. Okay, when I was covering the Olympics, I always told people that this is it's not just the gold medals. That he won the gold medal twice. It's not just that. Which is, it takes. That is an accomplishment. It's not like something that you look down upon. Like, that is an accomplishment. But people are just, amateurs doesn't matter. And, these blanket statements. Look, you have to analyze a fighter. And you have to look at it for what it is. Okay? And does it take a judgment call to do it? Sure. Right? But you have to look at these fighters, Them being successful in the amateurs, does that always mean it will translate to the pros? No, right? I always heard people, what about Ollie Harrison? Very good point. Didn't translate to the pros. Okay? There's so many dynamics in boxing. Heart's one of them. I don't think Ollie Harrison ever had the heart. Okay? Like, it's just point blank period. Right? And also, he just didn't translate to the pros as well. Okay? So it's no different, right? I always give people the example of the Heisman Trophy winner. Just because somebody is a Heisman Trophy winner doesn't automatically mean that that's going to translate to the NFL, right? It doesn't automatically mean that, right? But it doesn't mean you ignore it. Like, it's not something you just dismiss. Like, who cares? You won the freaking Heisman Trophy, big deal. Like, it's just not something you just ignore. Like, it's something you have to take notice of. And in this case, a two-time Olympic winner, right? The Olympics are separated by 4 years, by the way, right? And in only his second fight, he fought Orlando Salido. And while a lot of people will say, oh, well, he lost. Again, you got to put things in perspective. Did he lose his second pro fight to Orlando Salido, a veteran? Yes, he did. But it was also, in my opinion, a pretty close fight. I thought Salido won, but it was a close fight, right? And not only was it a close fight, at the end of that fight, it looked like Salido was ready to get the hell out of Dodge, okay? And Lomachenko was putting it on his ass, okay? It just looked like he was just hanging on, Salido, So you have to put all these things in perspective, man, right? It was only his second pro fight, and he's only improved since then. If you get Salido and Lomachenko in the ring right now, right? It is a wrap for Salido. I think he stops Salido probably late in the fight. I'm pretty confident of that. If not, at least win a pretty clear decision. But this is a fighter that learned from that loss. He adjusted even more to the pros, and he's made the most of it, man. I mean, he took Gary Russell Jr. to school, right? You just saw what he did to a veteran like Rocky Martinez. He has under 10 fights here, and he's already doing some phenomenal things, So, big fan of Lomachenko. And this is that example of that gold medalist that did pan out. That is panning out. That he's still young. He could still improve. He's still going to gain more experience. The more fights he has, the different style of fighters that he fights, and who knows how good this guy can be. Moving forward. You know what I mean? So a lot of fights out there for Lomachenko. Um, Hopefully Walters, steps up and fights him. Hopefully that happens. We'll see, But a lot of good fights, solid fights out there for Lomachenko, and we'll see where it goes from here. All right. So this is D-Style Boxing. Keep it boxing. Peace out.